Your Week in Yucatan Today would like to hear from you. Please go to yucatantoday.com/survey and let us know what you think about this podcast. It won't take more than 5 minutes, and it would mean a lot to the team that works on the show every week. Hola, I'm Alicia Navarrete, and this is Your Week in Yucatan Today, presented by Yucatán Today and La Jornada Maya. Every week, we bring you Yucatan's local news in under 10 minutes. Only local news, featuring news you can use and a quick summary of recent events. This week, authorities are warning against vehicle fraud. Find out how to avoid being scammed while purchasing a used car. The Yucatan State Police clarified a controversial arrest in Xcanatún. A tragic accident and a high-speed chase involving a mall theft made for a busy day of police activity on the Periférico this Thursday. Expect heavy traffic in Progreso this Sunday evening for the governor's official state report at the pier. Mérida Fest reached a high point with a historic tribute to the late Armando Manzanero. Let's get started. Yucatan's Department of Public Safety, the SSP, is urging everyone to stay vigilant against scams, especially on digital platforms. This follows several recent cases of vehicle purchase fraud, where victims bought used cars only to have them seized later after discovering they had been stolen. To protect yourself, the SSP recommends 3 things. Verify all paperwork, trust your gut if a price seems too good to be true, and most importantly, check Repube. Repube, the Registro Público Vehicular, is Mexico's official national vehicle database. Think of it as a government-run Carfax. By entering a car's plates or serial number into their site, you can instantly see if it has a report of theft. In Mexico, this is the most critical step before buying a used car to ensure it is clean. Just a heads up, Repube generally covers cars and trucks, but usually doesn't include motorcycles or trailers. Should you come across any irregularities, make sure to report them to 911. A video circulated online last weekend showing police officers forcefully arresting a man in the Mérida submunicipality of Xcanatún. The footage sparked debate over potential abuse after officers were seen placing their hands on their service weapons when approached by bystanders. On Monday, the state police clarified that the incident began when a group was found drinking in public in violation of local law. While most fled, one individual resisted arrest. Authorities stated that the officers used approved control techniques and that placing hands on their gear is a standard state of alert posture taught in training for self-protection, noting that no weapons were actually drawn. Thursday was a busy day for police activity on the Periférico for all the wrong reasons. In the morning, a motorcyclist was tragically killed near the southeastern Mulchechen exit. The driver fell after the car in front of him made a sudden stop and was then struck by a truck in the adjoining lane. Later that evening, drivers witnessed a high-speed police chase heading north. The state police reported that the pursuit began after a reported theft of thousands of pesos in makeup and fragrances from the Sephora at the Harbor Mall. The suspects attempted to flee, but were eventually apprehended after their vehicle's tires popped while they were crossing a median. A norte, or cold front, is expected to linger over the state through the weekend. But if you're still making plans to head to the coast, here's an important heads up. The governor's official state report, the Informe de Gobierno, takes place this Sunday, January 18th, at the Puerto de Altura in Progreso. The event begins at 6 p.m., but you should expect significant crowds and heavy traffic around the pier and the Malecón all day long. There will also likely be disruptions to the public transport in Mérida, as many people travel to attend the event, so please plan your commute accordingly. Finally, in the headlined event of Mérida Fest 2026, nearly 20,000 people gathered to honor the legacy of the legendary Armando Manzanero. The star-studded show featured icons like Susana Zabaleta and Alex Lora performing classics like Somos Novios. But the most moving moment of the night was a technological marvel. The maestro himself appeared via artificial intelligence, allowing him to sing once more in his beloved Mérida, Under the Stars. It was a beautiful, high-tech tribute to the man who defined the romantic soul of Yucatan. Now let's take a look at some fun stuff happening in the following days. It's the final stretch of Mérida Fest, and there's still time to have some fun celebrating the city's 484th anniversary. On Friday, get on your dancing shoes. Parque del Alemán is hosting a community dance starting at 8 p.m. Banda Israel will be playing a set of party classics, the kind of hits you'd expect at a local wedding. It's free and perfect for the whole family. On Saturday, make your morning an art-filled adventure. Beginning at 10 a.m., you can join one of 3 free gallery circuits departing from La Ermita de Santa Isabel, Colonia Mexico Park, or La Mejorada. Advanced registration is required, so be sure to check the show notes for the sign-up link. Then, at 7 p.m., Mexican fashion and ballroom culture collide at the Lo Hecho en Mexico Ball at Parque de la Paz. This PG-13 event reimagines Mexican fashion through a contemporary, inclusive lens, deeply rooted in our Maya, indigenous, and mestizo textile traditions. If fashion is not your style, catch Colectivo Umuk Ilkaj at La Ermita at 8 p.m. instead. Following a successful tour of the Yucatan Peninsula, these Maya musicians, rappers, and singers offer a unique chance to see firsthand how the Maya culture is thriving today. Mérida Fest wraps up on Sunday, January 18th, but the fun in Yucatan continues into next week. On January 22nd and 23rd, the Caucel sub-municipality is hosting 2 nights of vaquerías in honor of the Virgen de Belén, or Virgin of Bethlehem. This is an authentic traditional dance where people of all ages from all over the state gather as local jaranera bands play. You can catch the festivities on Thursday at 10 p.m. and Friday at 5 p.m. in Caucel, located just west of Mérida. There's also fun going on east of Mérida. Head to the magical town of Motul for the traditional San Juan Bosco celebration. The fun kicks off on Friday the 23rd with a grand vaquería at 10 p.m. Heads up, these usually last for as long as there's still people dancing. Find direct links to more details on these events in this episode's description, and check out yucatantoday.com for more activities happening in our state. Every Friday, La Jornada Maya publishes a feature on one of the many native species that share the Yucatan Peninsula with us. This week, we're looking at an animal that has become a bit of a local celebrity, the Vietnamese pot-bellied pig. While not native to Mexico, this smaller breed is a rising star in the world of pets. However, its presence highlights a much larger story. Pork is the primary meat source in the Yucatan Peninsula, an essential part of the indigenous diet and an industry supporting thousands of families. Yet, large-scale farming is a major point of debate. Without proper management, waste can seep into Yucatan's precious cenotes, causing significant pollution to our underground water. Between its economic value, its role in food culture, and the environmental impact of the industry, the Vietnamese pot-bellied pig has become an unexpected protagonist in the public discussion across Yucatan. This small newcomer represents some of the biggest challenges and opportunities for the region today. Read more about the Vietnamese pot-bellied pig in Yucatan by visiting lajornadamaya.mx. You'll find a link in this episode's description. That's your week in Yucatan today. We welcome your feedback, questions, and ideas. Get in touch with us at editor@yucatantoday.com. Don't forget to tell us what you think about this podcast by visiting yucatantoday.com/survey. We promise it will only take a couple of minutes of your time. Your Week in Yucatán Today is jointly produced by Yucatán Today and La Jornada Maya. Make sure to subscribe, review, and recommend our podcasts so we can continue to bring you a summary of Yucatan's local news in English. Yucatán Today is a Yucatan traveler's companion. Find our travel, culture, and food content at yucatantoday.com. La Jornada Maya is a print and digital newspaper with the most relevant information from the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, and the world. I'm your host, Alicia Navarrete. Thank you for listening.